Hey, we in here? Okay. We in here. We are in here. Welcome to Unorthodox Logic with Marv. I realize that I don't do an intro. I just expect you to know who I am. But that's not the case. So for those of you that are just joining, for those of you who are listening or eavesdropping on somebody listening, for those of you who are inquiring of who I am and what I'm about, my name is Marv, and I have some very, very unorthodox logic when it comes to life. And I'm a person who understands the importance of telling the truth, and I'm the person who understands the importance of inner honesty, and I'm also the person who understands the importance of realizing that the people who came before us failed us. So, yes, that is me. Let me get the mic right. I gotta sit up. Matter of fact, let me just fix the damn camera. I shouldn't have to sit up like that. I shouldn't have to. Hold on. Let me get right. Let me get right. Can I get right? Can I get right? I want to get the mic. I got a mic. I ain't about to see him play. Hold on. Let me get right. All right. Now, I got a nice little show for y'all today. First and foremost, let me make sure I advise y'all. For all of you that aren't already, make sure you go follow Trap Nerd Sports, Trap Nerd Podcast. Both those podcasts, make sure you go follow them. Podcasts are everywhere. Wherever you listen to podcasts at, they're there. Spotify, Apple are the main platforms. We're not on SoundCloud because I don't know. I just don't see the purpose of paying for Spreaker and SoundCloud. That just don't make sense when, you just pay for one. So that's where we at, and that's how we getting it. You feel me? And we got the network, Marv Media Network, still in the full effect. M. Crittenden Enterprises, the umbrella. So yes, what I'm doing right now is closing a bunch of shit on my computer. So, nonetheless, let's talk about some shit, right? I think that's what we should do. I think that's important. Let's talk about some shit. I gotta actually save something here. I'm gonna say something here. Let me say this shit real quick. I know y'all probably hearing these little sound effects or whatever, but y'all be alright. I'm gonna leave that one up, and then we're gonna put these two in a box. I don't know why I'm doing this over the podcast, because at the end of the day, people that's listening like, nigga, if you don't get to the motherfucking point, bro, I'm gonna beat your ass. I heard that threat in your head. I hear it. Relax. Relax, God. Relax. I gotta do some maintenance real quick. Let me get that in there. Bang. All right. So we got some things we need to talk about. But before we jump into the nitty gritty, I don't know how I want this to show. Do I want it to show like this? We can go right there. That's cool. Let me tell you the topics we're gonna be on today. I'm gonna show y'all this meme. I'm gonna drop into that real quick. And then we talking black shields, meaning black people who decide to put themselves in the defense of white people and any other people outside the black race. Public humiliation when it comes to parenting. Anti-religion. I'm going to tell you my story about why I'm anti-religious. And stay on that side, meaning when you're a black person and you decided you wanted to go ahead and trade on the people, then I'm basically going to tell you stay your ass over there. So we're going to get into all of that. I'll give you some examples. We're going to break all that down. But first and foremost, let's start here. I want y'all to look at that meme, read it. You know what I mean? I'm going to give y'all a minute. I already read it. I'll read it for y'all as well. I mean, no, let me read it, because there's people that's listening to the podcast and they can't see the meme. All right. In the meme, for the podcasters, for the people that just listen to the audio, there are 4 pictures of 4 different races. There's a white man, an Arabic man, an Asian man, a black man. I'm sure some of y'all came up to it. All of them have the same price. They are selling Frank's hot dogs. I'm assuming out of a shop, out of a stand, hot dog stand, whatever, for $3.75 hot dogs. Yo, where's TB at with that good ass fucking food? He had the best hot dogs on the planet. No one had better hot dogs on the planet than TB. But let me get to this. It's the Frank's hot dogs for $3.75 for all 4 people. And what this has is a response by a black person black consumer, black customer, is a response to what they say when they hear that the price is $3.75 from each person. We're going to start from left to right, top to bottom. Left top is a white man. Again, this is for the people who aren't watching. This is for the people who are listening. There's a white man that says, our franks are $3.75. Black response, that's a good deal. Thanks, sir. They buy it. Arabic man, he's over to the right, top right. He says, our franks are $3.75. Black response, buddy, I see you in that Bentley last night. Gives him a 20. Keep the change, buddy. Asian man, our franks at $3.75. Why would I do that? Why the fuck would I do that? Why would I do that? I don't understand. Like, what possessed me to do that? That made no sense. But here we are. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why would I do that? Like, I don't understand. Why would I just start speaking like that? I don't know. Whatever. All right. Asian man. Our franks are $3.75. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you listen and you just want me to get to the point. But let me just get to the point. All right. Oh my goodness. Here we go. I'm gonna tell y'all some shit after I get done with this. It's another story just popped in my head. I'm gonna tell y'all. All right. Our franks are $3.75. If I can stop laughing, I can get through this shit. I know y'all tired. I'm sorry. All right. I know we only 7 minutes in this motherfucker. Let me eat. Shit. All right. Oh man. All right. Okay. So, Asian man. Our franks are $3.75. Black response. Okay, cool. Let me get 3 of those and 3 large sodas. Buys it. Now those 3 people, white man, Arabic man, Asian man, were all selling franks for $3.75. Those were 3 black responses. That's a good deal, buddy. And cool, let me get 3 large sodas. Now, if a black man selling the frank for $3.75, black response is, nigga, who the fuck you think you is? $4 for a fucking hot dog? Man, this nigga crazy. I'm going to go get my own hot dogs from the grocery store. That's false. We have to stop this false consumerism, as I guess we can call it. Well-to-do black people don't act like this, especially not with other black people. This is nigga shit. This is hood shit. Let's just call it what it is. This is some hood poverty shit right here. If you was an intelligent business person, I'm going to say person because it'd be men and women, a business person, your target audience is everybody, not the fucking hood. So you wouldn't deal with shit like this. Because guess what? Motherfuckers in the hood may not even be coming to you because they ain't got the money to afford what you selling. This is some hood shit. Stop trying to equate every black person with hood shit. That's the fucking problem. Y'all think we're a monolith. Even within the own black community, y'all act like everybody's a monolith. And then when people outside of the black community do the same thing, y'all want to be up in arms talking about, stop treating us like we're all a monolith. We're not all the same. I just want to be treated special because I'm a special nigga and I'm a magic Negro and all that. Like, no. You can't be treated differently if you're going to sit here and treat everybody as a monolith. As a black community, we are not all monoliths. Understand that. We're not. So stop acting like we are. That's some hood shit. That's some poverty shit. That's some if you got a corner store shit. That's if you on a block with a fucking hot dog stand shit. Ain't nobody do that shit to TB because I told y'all TB had that thing with him. His hot dogs was the best on. I ain't never have a hot dog better than TB's. Ever. To this day. To this day. In the words of Dante Wilder. I ain't never had a hot dog better than TB. Let me matter of fact, let me say something. Hold on. Is TB still selling hot dogs? best on the planet. I ain't never have a hot dog better than TB. Black man. Black man selling hot dogs on the block, and ain't nobody ever have a problem paying him because when they got them hot dogs, they knew they was getting quality. So what this means is, as long as you are putting out a quality product, people will pay. And I can tell you that from experience, from my own shit, and I can tell you that from experience through my man's shit from Trap Nerd Creations. My man CJ puts out a quality product, and he don't get this kind of fuck shit going on. I ain't paying that much. Nigga, no. What's your price? All right, cool, I'm paying that shit. Cash App, cash, I'm on my way. The fuck are y'all talking about? I'm sick and tired of seeing these bum-ass memes because you want to sit here and coincide poverty with motherfuckers that's well-to-do. Stop doing that. Because a person like me, I prefer to deal with some well-to-do motherfuckers. A person like me who came from the hood, I don't want to too much deal with motherfuckers from the hood because a lot of them motherfuckers are still stuck in that hood-ass mentality that I ain't in no more. I'm sorry. I outgrew that shit a long time ago. I got the fuck up out of there at 19. When I was 19 years old, I moved the fuck up out of there. I said I'm good on that hood shit. I'm good. I saw enough of it. 19 years of my life seeing that shit, I'm good. That ain't where it's at. A lot of them niggas that I saw when I was out there, I still there. So don't sit here and tell me that's the way black people act. Because what I've experienced, well-to-do black people, middle-class black people like myself, we don't actually act like that. So stop acting like we do. Because guess what? We the type that'll go to your store, and matter of fact, we know your fucking quality ain't up to par. We know your quality ain't like the next man, but because you're black, we gonna still patronize your place and still overpay you for your shit. Those memes are for hood boogers, hood motherfuckers, motherfuckers that ain't got no money, motherfuckers that ain't got shit going for themselves, and motherfuckers that don't like people that look like them. That's why I got the fuck up out of there, because I don't want to be around people who don't like me because I look like them. I don't want to be around people who don't like me because I decide I want to do better in life. I don't want to live on a block of Highland. I don't want to be on a block of Highland. I don't want to sit here all my life talk about what I used to do back in fucking high school. I actually want to go do some shit besides being popping in high school. Give a fuck about no shit that happened when I was fucking 18. Are you kidding me? I want to die not infamous, excuse me. I want to die in glory. I want people to remember me for the shit that I did for them in philanthropy work, all that shit, community work. I want to die a legend. That's what I want to die. I don't want to die just another nigga on a block that had potential. Fuck out of here with potential. Let's do action. Let's do some real work. I'm tired of seeing y'all equating hood shit to motherfuckers that's well-to-do. Because that ain't my quality of life, and they ain't the type of shit that I'm on. Y'all know damn well that ain't how we get down. Y'all know damn well. So stop that shit. Stop that fake ass, this is how all black people act. We don't fucking act like that. Y'all talking about some hood shit. I guarantee the only person who's selling in that meme is the motherfucker in the hood. Because if you put that Asian man in the hood, that white man in the hood, and the Arabic man in the hood motherfucker's gonna say the same shit to all four people. Stop that bullshit, man. Yo, it be your own people who don't want to see you good, do you good. No, it's them broke motherfuckers who don't want to see nobody doing good. Are you kidding me? They don't want to see nobody doing good. They don't want to see a white man doing good. They don't want to see an Arabic man doing good. They don't want to see an Asian man doing good. And they damn sure don't want to see a black man doing good. So don't sit here and put this shit on just black people, not wanting to see black people do good. Them poor poverty motherfuckers in all races, don't want to see nobody doing good because they suffering. They don't know how to deal with that inner pain, so they lash out on everybody else. They don't want to see nobody too good. They the motherfuckers who talk about, should nobody be that rich? Should nobody, how much money do you really need? That's the shit that these poverty minds, fuck your pockets. These poverty mind ass motherfuckers want to be talking. They don't want to see nobody do good. The fuck you mean? It ain't just some black shit. It ain't just black consumers who act like this. It's everybody. Anybody that has a impoverished mind don't want to see nobody doing good. Are you kidding? Y'all motherfuckers, man. Y'all hate black people. What it is y'all act like y'all above black people. Y'all really not. Y'all hate black people. So y'all start lashing out and projecting your hatred of black people in fucking memes like this. In memes where you sit here and act like well-to-do black people talk to other well-to-do black people like this, and they don't. Because well-to-do black people respect a hustling ass black motherfucker. Respect a person that decides to go open up a business. Because well-to-do black people know how hard it is to keep that money. Know how hard it is to get that money. So what they're going to do is make sure they spread that money to other motherfuckers that's trying to be like them. Because well-to-do black people don't like being painted as them hood niggas. Well-to-do black people want to be painted as well-to-do black people to the rest of society and everybody else, including black people. We don't want to hear that I want to get white folks money. What the fuck does that mean? Because 70% of the people on welfare are white. What the fuck does getting white folks money mean? Huh? What does that mean? Because I hear a lot of people saying it. Diddy, I got my money up. Fucking with them white folks. Now I don't give a fuck because I'm richer than them white folks. Lamborghini truck. You ain't even seen it yet. He said it in Oh, Let's Do It. YG, something because the white folks getting big bank take little bank, talking about something because the white folks don't, something about white folks money. Everybody want white folks money, but 70% of the motherfuckers on welfare. What are y'all talking about? Huh? Just say you to be wealthy. That's it. Because well-to-do people want to see other well-to-do people. That's it. They want to be around other well-to-do people, so they ain't got to be looking over their fucking shoulder wondering who gonna rob them or some crazy shit like that. Let's just be honest, man. Let's stop this fuck shit. Memes like this is bullshit. Just say you comparing apples to oranges because you comparing hood motherfuckers and well-to-do motherfuckers in these other parts. How about you compare well-to-do motherfuckers with well-to-do motherfuckers? Stop comparing haters to non-haters. Stop comparing apples to oranges. Stop comparing oranges to peaches. Stop comparing peaches to plums. Because that's what y'all doing with this type of stupid shit. Fuck out of here. That's what I'm going to say to that. Fuck out of here. For those of you watching the background, yes, I have a baby on the way. So you see all this baby shit that keeps popping up in my videos. I have a baby on the way. So, little boy. I'll tell you his name when he's born. All right? Right now, his middle name is Lewis. Baby Lou is what we call him right now. That's how everybody only know him as Baby Lou. Now, let's move forward. Let's move forward because I had to go off on a little rant. I know last week was short. People hit me up talking about, yo, why was the episode so short? Shout out to those people. I know y'all probably think I'm lying about those people. I'm not, but it's all right. Fuck you if you think I'm lying. I was going to do Black Shields, Public Humiliation, Anti-Religion, stay on that side. Black Shield I'm going to keep short. Now, I ain't even post my shit. Like, I done sat here and went on this damn near 20-minute rant. Oh, fuck. I went on this damn 20-minute rant, and I ain't even post my online what I was doing. Let me post online what I was doing. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really doing this shit in the middle of the podcast. Really? Really? I ain't taking calls. I'm live. We're discussing. Let me actually... We don't even need to do that. Shit, put save draft, whatever. I'm gonna just delete it later. I'ma delete it later, baby. Let me see. Let me see you bounce with your left and make your shoulder lean. All right. Boom. Pop. Oh, wait. Twitter. Let me do Twitter. I'm sorry. Let me do Twitter. Hold on, let me look at this real quick. Let me check something out. Oh, hold on. Oh, is this the Dwayne Wade, Harrison Fair, John Duncan? Oh God, no. Oh no. Yeah. Getting saved ain't gonna help you. Fuck all that getting saved shit. Let me hurry up and do Black Shield so I can do anti-religion. All right. If y'all ever notice, whenever some shit goes down, for instance, Trump tweeting how some non-black people need to go back to their country if they don't like America. Right? He was talking to those people in particular. And he clarified it up and said in general, if you don't like America, you don't have to stay here. You can come back if you want afterwards, but if you don't like America, you don't have to stay here. And the first thing I saw was a shit ton of black people. Oh my God, don't say that. Lord Jesus, don't you say that. Trump, don't you say that, Trump. That's racist. That's racist, Trump. Don't you say that. No. You hear all this coon talk and this, oh my God, I got to protect him. Oh my God, who are these people? He's so mean. He's a bully. He's racist. He's this, he's that. Oh my God. I wake up every day stressed out knowing that Trump is the president. I wake up every day thanking God I'm alive. Black man in America, the only thing you can do is thank God you're alive. It don't matter if Obama was president, Trump was president, Bush was president. Who gives a fuck? Every day waking up, you should thank God you're alive. Thank the ancestors for blessing you and bestowing another day upon you. But what I don't like is how these black people jump out and be shields for these non-black people who don't provide the same protection. There's no reciprocity when it comes to this. Because the first thing I see is, oh my God, did you see what Trump tweeted? Oh! Those ice raids! Oh! Brother, sister, when was the last time these people jumped their dusty asses out to help your dusty ass or your dusty ass people? Not dusty ass people, because black people ain't dusty. When was the last time these people decided to help you? When was the last time these people decided to stick up for you? When was the last time these people decided that your life was worth protecting? When was the last time these people got outraged when a young black child was murdered? A black woman was murdered. A black man was murdered. When was the last time people decided to protect you in that aspect? Huh? When? Because something that I notice is black people always are the first ones out to protect everybody else that aren't black, but when it's time for the reciprocity, we don't receive that shit. That's why we've been on the shit that we've been on. Intelligent black people, the Black Authority, Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, the Black Authority. I'm sorry, I said Black Authority. I'm sorry. Us, the ones who decided to put black people first, black Americans in particular, we're not jumping out for no one. We're not shielding no one. Take your bullets like we took ours. Because guess what? We still doing our push-ups. While we getting smacked in the head, bashed in the head, brains being blown out, people getting killed, kids, women, children, everybody getting killed, we still doing our push-ups. We still getting bigger. We still getting stronger. And right now is reconciliation time. So therefore, we cannot sit here and waste our time sticking our neck ups for non-black people who have sat here and undermined us since the day they got here. I can't help you, bruh. Sis, whatever you are, I can't help you. I'm sorry. I got to protect these black kids that you opted not to protect. I got to protect these black women that you opted to not protect. They got a Sandra Bland Day down in Texas. Fuck that. Sandra Bland murderer is out free. Fuck that Sandra Bland Day shit. What about her murderer? They just announced that Eric Gardner's murderer is not going to receive any charges, so he's going to walk free. Fuck all that. I don't need no symbolic fucking days and symbolic gestures. Don't need it. I want some justice. I want some actual justice. I don't want no symbolic shit happening. Oh, you know what? We're not gonna charge Sandra Bland's murder, but we'll give Sandra Bland a Sandra Bland Day in honor of her life. You're not honoring her life because her murderer is still out in the streets. You're not honoring her life. You spitting on her life. You pissing on her life. And then you're going to throw a day in her face to remind us that not only is she dead, but her murderers are out in the streets. That's what you're doing? Eric Gardner murderers are out in the streets. Y'all going to give him a day too to honor his life when the murderers are on the street? We'll take that justice over that symbolic shit every day. Every day, we'll take that justice over that symbolic shit. Because that symbolic shit don't mean nothing. Now, black people, how many of these non-black people are out in the streets with Eric Gardner's daughter as she was protesting in New York City about her father's murderer not getting charged? How many non-black people were out there protesting with her? Huh? How many people out in Texas are protesting Sandra Bland Day because they know that don't mean shit if her murderer is still on the street? How many people out there protesting? How many non-black people out there speaking up about it? But they want you to go ahead and break your neck and speak up about the ICE raids and everything else that ain't got shit to do with foundational black Americans, but they ain't gonna do shit when shit happens to foundational black Americans, like Eric Gardner, like Sandra Bland. But we supposed to stick our neck out for them. Make it make sense. Let's make it make sense. Because what I see is some shit that I like. Listen, when I speak about reciprocity, all I'm saying is if I'm going to give you positive energy, give me positive energy back. If I'm going to give you negative energy, give me negative energy back. That's it. I choose to go with positive energy, so I expect nothing less than positive energy. Hello, my precious ones. I didn't say nothing. My children and wife just walked in. My children and wife just walked in the middle of my live session. It's all good. I'm gonna let them get theirs off. Be quick. Be quick. But we just want reciprocity. So if I'm going to sit here and stick my neck out for you and I'm going to fight for your rights and fight for your equality and fight for your justice and things of that nature, I expect the same thing. But as history has shown us over the past 50, 60, 70, 80 years, y'all not going to do it. So guess what we're not going to do anymore? We're not going to help y'all. We're not going to help y'all anymore. We're not going to stick our necks out for y'all. When ICE decides they want to come in and sweep up all the illegal immigrants, y'all own your own. When ICE decide they want to come in and when our president decide he telling people he want to tell them to go back to their own country, you own your own. Because at the end of the day, when we getting our heads bashed in, when our kids are getting murdered in the streets, when Eric Gardner got murdered, y'all did nothing. When Sandra Bland got murdered, y'all did nothing. When Tamir Rice got murdered, y'all did nothing. So guess what? When stuff happened to y'all, we're gonna do nothing. We're just gonna it's called reciprocity. We're not gonna do anything for y'all that y'all not gonna do for us. So if y'all not gonna stick your necks out for us, we're not gonna stick our necks out for y'all. It's that simple. We're just being fair. Let's play on an even playing field. Let's play fair like everybody else. Let's be even. Let's be exactly what y'all are. We're going to be the y'all. So if you decide that sticking your neck out for us means nothing, sticking your neck out for us is not going to do anything for you, we decided that sticking our neck out for you isn't going to do anything for us, and sticking our neck out for you means nothing. It's that simple. But again, I just need to touch on the black shields. Now, when it comes to public humiliation, with public humiliation, I saw a video of a father. I'm not even going to play it because I don't want to even play it. But if you go on Twitter, you can look. There was a father who decided to whoop his 12-year-old daughter because he found out she was doing some things, sexual things, as a 12-year-old, and he opted to not only beat his daughter, but he decided to record it and upload it online. Now, I'm a person who I decided personally that physical discipline isn't the answer when it comes to teaching your children. Now, Sometimes do you need to yoke your children up by their collar on their shirt? Yes. Do you need to grab your kid by the arm, tell them to look at you when they're talking? Yes. Do you need to lift their chin up and make them look you in the eyes while you're talking? Yes. But I don't see any benefit on getting an object and beating my child with it, whether it be a belt, an extension cord, a hanger, whatever the case may be. Those are three things that I got beat with. I do not see any benefit whatsoever in doing that to my child. Here's why. When I was a kid, right, and I did something bad, I was a kid who was very logical. I weighed the consequences and I weighed the benefits, right? If I knew the worst thing that would happen to me would be I would just get a whooping, then to me personally, most stuff that I did was worth it. If I got to go hang out with my friends for 4 or 5 hours and all I had to do was come home, take a whooping for 2 minutes, and then go ahead and do it again the next day, or the day after that, or the day after that, whatever the case may be, then guess what? I felt like that was worth it. I was never taught, like, there was never a conversation piece to the discipline with me. It was always, why did you do it? I don't know. You know why you did it. No, I don't. I just wanted to do it. All right, well, here's a whooping. I'll get a whooping, then it was over with, and I go to your room. Be quiet. And then after I go to my room, I cry for a little bit. I be quiet, take my Game Boy from under my pillowcase, play my Game Boy, maybe take a nap, whatever the case may be. Then I'll be on my merry little way. So the man did the same exact thing. He asked his daughter, what was she doing? Was you doing this? She said, yeah. He beat her senseless. She cried. He uploaded the video online. Now I'm like, well, brother, what did that do for her? That was an opportunity and a point in time where you needed to educate her on her actions and what the consequences of her actions could be, things of that nature, and understand it's a natural action. It's not anything unnatural. I don't know why we sit here and act like that our children are going to stay children forever. Our children are not going to be children forever. The problem is you parents are reactive and not proactive. Y'all too busy reacting to your kids' action as they go on in life rather than understanding how you felt at that age. When was the first time you had some type of sexual emotion as a child or as a kid or as a human when you were growing up in life? Most of us, it was 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, was around the time where you started having some type of sexual interaction. Most of my friends lost their virginity before high school. So please explain to me, what benefit is it to ask your child what they're doing, your child admits to what they're doing, you get a belt, you beat the child until they cry, then you don't teach them anything after that, you decide to video record you beating that child, then you upload it online to publicly humiliate them. What does that do? Besides the child growing resentment for you, and the child like, okay, well, now I know when I turn 18, I'm getting the hell up out this house because this is how this buffoon acts. There's no benefit in that. What you need to do is, it's better to teach your child something too early than it is to teach your child something too late. You're better off having that conversation at the age of 10 before it actually happens than you are of having that conversation at 12 after it happens. There's no reason why your child should learn anything outside of your household. There's no reason why your child should be exposed to anything prior to being exposed to it in your household, unless it's something that you specifically do not want your child to be exposed to. And if you don't want your child to be exposed to it, you need to explain to them beforehand that you don't want them exposed to certain behaviors, certain actions. For instance, I don't want my kid exposed to crack. I don't want my kids to even have to deal with crack or even be around crackheads. But guess what? This is a world where crackheads are allowed to roam free. So guess what you think I need to teach my kids before they run into a crackhead, or if they see a crackhead on the street or somebody looking like a zombie on the street and they ask me what's wrong with them? What do you think I need to tell my kid? You think I need to lie to them and say, hey, not everybody's perfect in this world, things happen? Or do you think I need to tell my kid, that is what happens when you decide to get on drugs? This is why I don't want you on drugs. Sometimes you have to tell your kids the harsh truth. It does not matter how old they are. The moment they experience it outside of your control, it is harsh truth time, not hiding time. So if my son sees somebody half slumped over with their pants falling down and they look like they on some heroin, guess what it's time for me to talk to my son about? I sure ain't gonna tell him that man just sleepy. I'm gonna tell my son, well, son, you know what? There's a drug called heroin that people like to inject. Sometimes they take it by pill. Heroin is a very bad drug, and it will turn you into a zombie of a person. Do you know what a zombie is, son? Most kids know what a zombie is. Most kids know a zombie is an undead person. Well, if you tell your kid they're becoming an undead person or something like an undead person, I promise you, they don't want to be that. I promise you, they don't want to be that. So let's stop this shielding our kids. I talked about this last week. We gotta stop trying to protect our kids from the ugly, ugly truths of the world, because at the end of the day, they gotta deal with it. They have to deal with these ugly truths of the world. So it's better for you to give them an educated perspective on it than for them to have to deal with the ugly truth and gotta find out from their uneducated ass friends. Now, my goal as a parent is to not only deal with educated parents, but also educate the uneducated parents. So at least the people that my kids are around got some form of better education. And that does not just mean schooling, but better education, mentality in their household. So that way the kids that my kids are around aren't around a bunch of damn idiots who don't know anything, who are my kids say, have you ever heard of hieroglyphics? And some idiot kid decides, yeah, it means cursive writing. And then my son comes home to me, or my daughter comes home to me and say, hey, Dad, guess what? I learned the hieroglyphics is cursive writing. What? Who told you that? My friend Billy. Tell Billy he's a damn fool. I don't want my kids coming to me talking like that. Why are you looking at me like that? Being all creepy. So it's important that you expose your kids to the ugly truth. The sooner you expose them, I say, of course, you gotta wait to a level of comprehension for depending on the subject matter. Drugs on it, for one thing, is something they probably should learn about as soon as they can probably talk, or as soon as they can understand what habits of humans. For example, there's a guy who worked at 7-Eleven who I assume was going through his transition from a man to a woman. I don't know. He was somewhere in between. My son was conflicted when he got to the counter to pay for his stuff and he saw a guy/girl. I personally know that the guy was transitioning to a woman or whatever that. I don't know if he made the full transition, but that was his aspirations. It was turning from a man to a woman, but he had a little 5 o'clock shadow kind of shit going on. And my son was like, wait, because the thing is, even in cartoons, there's a thing called gender roles. And children, they understand that men usually have facial hair, men usually have low-cut hair. There's a certain type of masculinity with men, and there's a certain kind of femininity with women. The thing with this guy, because I don't have a problem with transgender. If you want to do your thing, whatever. The thing with this transgender man who was turning into a woman, he was in between at the time. So my son saw masculine and feminine features mixed in with each other. So he was like, wait. And I had to stop him at that moment because I'm like, I'll educate you on this, but we're not about to do this in the store. Wait till we get to the car. So I immediately said, I'll tell you in the car. He's like, but wait. I said, I'll tell you in the car. Just be quiet. I'll tell you in the car. That I felt like was the proper response, because what would have happened is children don't have filters. My son would have said, wait a minute, sir or ma'am. How can you be a man and a woman at the same time? He'd have said something crazy like that, I promise you, because he just wanted to understand what he was seeing. So he didn't have any qualms of saying whatever he got on his mind, straight out saying it, and then trying to get an understanding for it. So I know him. The reason why I know he would have said this is because my kids asked me why my stomach's so big. They asked me that before. They asked me, Daddy, when are you going to lose some weight? Because we know that being fat means you unhealthy. And if you unhealthy, that means you're going to die early. My kid said that to me before. Now, I could have been one of these punk little parents. Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. But I didn't do that. You know? So me knowing my children, because I'm around them, I knew to cut him off at that moment because he was about to get ready and get real unfiltered. And some feelings would have got hurt. People would have been disappointed. And they'd looked at me like, damn, you don't raise your kid. I raised my children to speak truth. I even give them the opportunity to speak truth to me. So it's times, for instance, my youngest son, his name is, I call him Mr. Mason because he had like an old man, but his name is Mason. He was extremely frustrated because I was getting on him one day about multiple things. He wasn't cleaning up. He was in the way. He wasn't paying attention. He wasn't doing this. There's a lot of things I was getting on him. I was being hard on him. I can't lie. I was being hard on him on that day, right? Then it got to the point where I'm like, all right, Mason, go to your room, right? So he goes stomping up the stairs. Now, typically, I know most of y'all think, oh, my son's stomping up the stairs. I'm about to go up there and give him something to stomp about. I said, you know what? Mason is frustrated about something. Let me go upstairs and talk to him. So he went upstairs. He was in his room. He was yelling and mumbling about something. So I go in the room, and I'm like, in a calm voice, I'm like, Mason, what's up? And he like, nothing. I'm like, no. You was up here stumping, and I heard you up here screaming and whatnot. So you got to go ahead and get that out so you and I can have a conversation. So what does he do? He turns to me, well, you're not being fair to me. You keep yelling at me, and you keep telling me to do this, and you keep telling me to do that. You know what? I saw things his way. I'm like, you know what, Mason? I'm sorry that I keep yelling at you. But let me tell you why I'm yelling at you, and we can go from there. So I told him why I was yelling at him. This is a true. I'm not one of them fake parents who be sitting here acting like my kid can put together Einstein sentences when your kid can barely talk. I know y'all be doing it on Facebook. I'm not one of them kind of parents. For one, my son actually can put together Einstein sentences. But on a more serious note, I do give my kids the opportunity to express their frustration because I feel like it's important for them to get that out. I'd rather my kids express their frustration to me and talk to them like, again, adult to child for now, but talk to them so they can understand how to express their frustration and express their emotions to me as a parent, because I feel like I personally want an open line of communication to my kids, no matter how ugly or how uncomfortable or how whatever the conversation may be. I'm a parent where I would rather hear my kids tell me something that makes me cringe than for my kids to go out and do some shit and I got to clean up the mess. I don't want to clean up messes. I'd rather just have them talk to me straight up. So yes, I do let my kids get their little frustrations out. So when I send them to their rooms or I hear them screaming and cursing or saying their little mumbling stuff under their breath, then guess what? I want to say, I'm going to go up to their room like, hey, get that out. Go ahead and get your frustration out is what I usually say. I say, go ahead and get your frustration out so we can have a conversation. That's new. Now, I ain't been doing that their whole life now. I don't want y'all to think that. That's new. That's something I recently started this year. And actually, Mason was the first one I started doing that with, because I understand that sometimes I am harder on my youngest son because he has some tendencies that I ain't too happy about. And, and my daughter's the same way. My youngest son and my daughter, they have some lazy tendencies that I'm not happy about. And I got to get that up out of them, because at the end of the day, laziness breeds contempt. Contempt breeds mediocrity. It's just that simple. And I don't want mediocre children. Mediocre children. Now, do that mean I want all my children to be billionaires? No. Do that mean I want all my children to be superstar artists or rappers or singers? No. I want them to be superstars at whatever the hell they decide they want to do. And the only way they're going to understand that is if they understand that everything they do needs to be done to the best of their ability, no matter what it is. So it's going to be times when they don't want to file their taxes. Do you think they should be lazy on their taxes so Uncle Sam can come swoop in and take everything they own? No. Now, eventually they're going to learn to just hire an accountant and have that accountant do the taxes, but we ain't going to tell them that just yet. I want them to understand the importance of hard work. So, yes, to get back and wrap this whole conversation up about him, stop publicly humiliating y'all children. Why the hell would you? The internet lives forever. We can find memes or we can find viral videos. It was just Twitter back in the day hashtag going on when we was bringing up all the old stuff that happened on Twitter. People were digging up those videos and actually using them. actually posting them again. Some of them videos got new life to them. So stuff on the internet does not go away. That man beating his daughter went viral. That will never go away. There are people, when she go to college in about 6 to 7 years, there are people that's going to see her and be like, oh shit, you that girl that got her ass whooped on the internet for having sex at 12. That's what your daughter is going to be remembered for. Because you opted to not have the proactive conversation. You decided to have the reactive, I don't even call that a conversation, the reactive action, whoop your daughter on the internet and post it online. Now you look stupid. You and your daughter. What? That was a smart act. You really thought about that, or did you do that in a fit of rage? I ain't with it. I ain't with it. I think that was stupid. I don't think that did anyone any good. All you got was old farts and old school people like yourself saying, yeah, you did a good job. I did the same thing. And you got young people looking at you like, why would you damage that girl mentality like that? Now she's probably going to need therapy for the next 20 years. You look stupid. Hey, it is what it is. Now, I want to talk about stay on that side real quick. That's going to be a quick one. And then we'll wrap it up with my reason for being anti-religious. I had to get something to drink. Okay. Now, what you start to notice is, there are a lot of black people who think it's rewarding to undermine black people. In particular, there are a lot of non-foundational black Americans, meaning people who can't trace non-foundational. Let me define that for you real quick. If you can't trace your entire lineage back to slavery, meaning if your parents came from Jamaica, Africa's a continent, Jamaica's a little island, or whatever the case may be. If your parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents and their great-great-grandparents aren't going back to slavery, then most likely you're not a foundational black American, which means you're not owing reparations. So what I notice is there's a lot of non-foundational black Americans who undermine foundational black Americans. And then when shit hit the fan for them, they want foundational black Americans to come stand and be black shields for them. And to quickly wrap this up, I'm just going to say this. Stay on that side. If you think when life's going good for you, you can undermine us, and then when life get hell and high water for you, you can think we're going to come protect you. No, stay on that side. That goes for black people who aren't foundational Americans. That goes for non-black people as well. Minorities, all y'all. All y'all stay on that side. I see y'all doing this thing called Ice Bay about this little good-looking little Hispanic woman who's a security guard for the for ICE, and she's at the concentration camp or whatever they want to call that. Go ahead and lust over her and stay on that side. We don't need your type over here. We got plans. We got actions we need to carry out. And if your lust for a non-black woman is going to get in the way of you fighting and representing for foundational black Americans, we don't want you over here. Go over there. Go over there and stay over there. We ain't with it. If your lust gets in the way of black progress, if your sexuality gets in the way of black progress, if your cooning gets in the way of black progress, you need to stay over there. All the way over there, and don't bring your ass black when they kick you out. Because what happens is, a lot of times, people like Candace Owens think that, hey, I'm anti-Democrat, so I'm going to undermine foundational black Americans, and I'm going to root for these people, root for Trumps, and root for these racists, and root for these people. I'm even going to marry me a white man. And then, like Omarosa, when shit hit the fan, you think you're going to come crawling back to I was just getting intel for... No, you wasn't. You wasn't getting intel for black people. Your biscuits was being buttered while you was over there. The biscuits got burnt, and you thought you was coming your ass back over here. No, stay over there. And when they kick you out, find a new place to go, but you can't come back here. You can't come back here. We don't want you. You are no longer accepted, and we're being stomped down on all people, including ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky opted to not identify as a black man, a foundational black American. He say he's some whatever. I don't know. He said he can't relate to black people being murdered in America. For some reason, a nigga from Harlem can't relate to black people being murdered in America. Look, let's not get on that. I don't advocate for anybody being in jail, but I am not about to be crying tears of hardship for a person that opted to opt out of the black American experience because you live in Soho and you want to talk about. I ain't even say you got to talk about in your women. Like I'm not the type of person who tell people what they got to make music about, what they got to speak up about. My issue is this man acted like he just so disconnected that he don't relate to the black experience no more. Then he got over to Sweden, and that Story of OJ song came on while he's sitting in that cell, and he hear Jay-Z voice saying, light nigga, dark nigga, white nigga, middle nigga, house nigga, field nigga, something, still nigga. You are still a nigga to them. It don't matter where you are in America. Even Hov and Kanye said niggas in Paris, because even in Paris, you're still a nigga to them. I don't know why black people think they can opt out of their blackness the moment they get some money or the moment they get access to some non-black women. I don't know why they think they can opt out of their blackness, but it's not possible. Because at the end of the day, they will continue to remind you, you are still a black man. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, O.J. Simpson. I'm not black, I'm O.J. They like, okay. Oh, we heard you did the first time robbery, first time conviction, we're going to max you out. So, I understand some of y'all want to get some money, y'all want to finesse the game. Finesse the game, but make sure we know you finessing the game. Otherwise, stay over there. Because we ain't accepting nobody back. Once you leave, you're gone forever. Because we ain't accepting you back. Now, when I say that I'm anti-religion, that does not mean I'm anti-God. You understand me? That does not mean I hate God. Religion to me is a man-made construct made by some random people in some type of century who told us that these are the rules we should live by in society, and they were not forward-thinking like the racist founding fathers of America. So the founding fathers of America were forward-thinking. They thought they had to think 100,000 million years from where they were at. So I will give them credit on that. It may not have been rules set in place for me, particularly as a black man, because my people were in chains at the time this happened. But I will say this: they were forward thinking, like they had an infinite amount of forward thinking when they made the commandments and they made the amendments of this country to start this country. I know some of y'all like to say they stole the country, they conquered it. Just like every other country that happened in the rest of the world, it was conquered. The winners get to tell the story. It's that simple. Yes, how they did it was crazy, but whatever. It happens. It happens. I'm not sitting here about the bellyache over how a country was conquered. But I am going to talk about that money that's owed. That check that needs to be cut. We'll discuss that another time. But I'm anti-religious because I feel like anything that's supposed to better me is not supposed to shun me for making mistakes. It's not supposed to treat me wrong for making mistakes. As a 9-year-old child, and I always say this to people, I distinctively remember I was 9 years old in church. I'm not even going to tell you how church it was. It don't matter. I was a 9-year-old in church. They were passing around the collection plate. And the sermon that the pastor was preaching, He specifically made me feel like I was going to go to hell because I was fucking poor. I didn't have a dollar. At 9 years old, I'm only 9. I shouldn't have a dollar, but I didn't have a dollar to put in that collection plate. And the sermon that pastor was preaching made me feel like I was going to go to hell for it. And at 9 years old, I realized, I was like, this don't seem right because I don't have a way to make money because I got to always wake up and go to school and then come home and do what my mom says. So how am I supposed to make money? So as I'm going to tell you this whole little story. This is truly my mentality. Again, this is all 2020 hindsight, but this is my mentality that happened. So I was 9. I was about to be 10 that summer. You know, my birthday is July 20th. I was about to be 10 that summer. And I decided a way to alleviate not having money is I need to make money. How do I make money as a kid? I got toys. I got this barrel of toys. I had this barrel that was like 4 feet tall full of toys. So I emptied that barrel out. I grabbed the best looking toys and I opened up a toy shop. And within that toy shop, I set it up. My mom went to bingo at 2 o'clock, especially on I think Saturdays or Sundays, whatever those days was. I knew that my mom would have to leave to get to bingo by 2 o'clock. So I would have my toy shop set up on my porch. I had my little brother hang up little flyers around the neighborhood saying I was selling toys. People would come to my toy shop that was set up on my porch. I sell the toys, and, and my receipt was a contract saying you can't get your money back. My receipt was a contract saying no refunds. I raised about $50 from my toy shop. Now, as a 10-year-old child, raising $50 for a toy shop, you might as well tell me I had $1 million. Because everything I ever wanted only cost, this is back when chips was 25 cents in the 90s. The olden days. I see you over there giggling. Yeah, my son thinks the 90s is the olden days. It breaks my heart. It hurts my heart to hear the boy say things like this. But this is back when chips was 25 cents a bag. Juices was 25 cents. So what I was able to do is I was able to go in the store with $2 and make it jump. So $50 to me, whoo! I paid my little brother about $5. Oh, man. I guess I was I don't know. I was a true man. I was a true businessman because I paid my little brother $5 for all the work he did. I made him go around the whole neighborhood, put up flyers with some tape. I got my mom's bingo tape. I stole her bingo tape by her damn bingo bag. Had my brother put up some flyers around the neighborhood telling people to come to the toy shop and pay my little brother $5. All he had to do was watch the store and put up flyers around the neighborhood. So kids came in droves, made $50 in a day. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, the toy shop jumping, baby. I got rid of a bunch of old toys and made $50. Now, my older brother thought he was supposed to get a cut of the money because some of them toys was his. But I ain't give a damn. I'm like, look, them toys wasn't yours. You moved out the room. You left the toys. They was mine. My little brother moved in the room. He ain't built no equity into the room, so the toys wasn't his either. So in my little 10-year-old mind, all the toys in the barrel was mine. So I paid my employee $5 to go hang up flyers. And then my best friend, he had a card collection. I had him set up shop on the porch next door. He ain't make no money off that card collection. But I had the toys and I was making all the money. I ain't pay him nothing either. So I had kids signing contracts saying they couldn't get their money back. Now, some of these kids were stealing money from their parents. So when their mother came to my toy shop asking for the money back, I showed them a contract that they kids signed saying they can't get their money back. So when they told me they wanted their money back anyway, I said, you're not getting it. It's that simple. You're not getting your money back. Your kids signed a contract. They spent the money. They ain't getting it back. It's that simple. They signed a contract. Now, this is how impoverished these minds were. These parents came to my shop to get their money back. I showed them a damn sticky note with their kid unsigned. Like the kid didn't actually sign the damn the receipt. They just signed a statement that I was writing out as people were shopping because I was writing the contracts. I was considered the businessman. So I'm writing these fake contracts saying, I bought this. I think it was something like, I bought this toy and I understand I can't get my money back, or something like, it was something along those lines, or I can't get a refund. And I was a well-read kid, so to me, that was a contract to me. So I'm writing up contracts on sticky notes, having the kids sign it next to the X, because I knew you always had to have an X next to that signature, telling them they can't get their money back. So when their parents came, I go into my little crayon box with the receipts, bring out their receipt and say, look, your kid signed, you ain't getting your money back. I would not give nobody a refund. If you signed that receipt or that contract, you was not getting a refund. I remember a particular woman named Bernadette coming to get her kids money. This kid spent like $15 at my store. He was $15 to me was might as well be $100,000 at the age of 10. He stole the money from his mom. I told her she ain't getting that money back. She told me she was gonna call my mom to get her money back. When my mom got home from bingo and found out that I had a toy store operating on her premises to try to make me pay for the pay for the office space, I ain't paying her nothing. I said, I ain't paying you nothing. I live here too. I ain't paying you nothing. Then she tried to tell my mom that I had to give her the money back. I told my mom legally I don't have to give nobody any money back because they all signed contracts. So I went to my crayon box under my bed because I thought that was a good hiding spot at the time. Showed my mom the contracts that I had these kids sign. This is how poverty works. My mom believed that those was legal contracts, and so did Bernadette. Bernadette and my mom agreed that I had a legal contract on a sticky note saying these kids can get the money back. So she just whooped her kid. I got to keep all 50 of my dollars. And all these parents talking about their kids stole money from, it's only about two, but I'm gonna say all these kids saying these kids stole money out their parents' purse to spend money at my toy shop, actually thought a sticky note that I wrote out, hand wrote with a pen, and made their kids sign was an actual legal binding contract. Boy, poverty is something else, ain't it? Poverty is something else. But back to the point. Because I went way off on a tangent, but I felt like that was an important story to tell. I had kids signing contracts. I made $50 from a toy shop, paid my little brother $5, $45 was mine. I flipped it. That's how you do it. Whatever. But the point is, I went to those extremes to make sure that every time I went to church on Sunday, I had $1 to put in the collection plate because of the sermon that particular preacher was preaching. Now, that wasn't the only thing that turned me away from religion. Don't get me wrong. 9 years old at the time, turned 10 short a couple days later. That was not the only thing that turned me away from religion. The thing with religion was, to me, as again, I'm looking 2020 hindsight, I'm looking at my subconscious. Religion didn't involve progress. It didn't involve change. I personally, as a kid, realized what the internet was going to be. I remember being in chat rooms when I was 9, 9, 10 years old. I was in these AOL and Yahoo chat rooms telling girls I was 14 and I was trying to get them to come to my house. I remember that. I remember when YouTube came out in 2005, 6 years before my son was born, because he was born in 2011. He think he's so much younger than YouTube, but he's only 6 years older than YouTube. Younger than YouTube. I remember when YouTube came out in 2005. I remember uploading videos, getting thousands of hits because anything that ever got uploaded to YouTube, everybody just watched it because it was so small of a community. So getting 1 million hits back then was a very big deal. It was like getting 1 billion hits, or 1 billion views. But I remember when YouTube came out. I remember Roller Coaster Tycoon. I remember Sims. I remember all of that. And I knew what the internet was going to be as a kid. And I'm like, religion told me listening to hip hop, this is what turned me, this is what hit the light switch. I was already had my hand raised to smack the light switch down with religion, and that was from several different things. I done tried 6 different churches and I hated them all. I tried, and then what really turned me off for religion was, it was this video that came out that said that hip hop music was satanic. Meaning that if you listen to hip hop music, you worship the devil. These damn fools got some conspiracy videos off YouTube, compiled it into a long video, got somebody to narrate it, and had people believing that listening to hip hop music meant you was worshiping the devil. I'm like, if these fools would go to this length to get us to turn to religion instead of embracing what we listening to and trying to relate to us on our level, trying to force us to go to a 50-year-old level, this ain't something I need to be involved in. Then I started finding out as a black man in America, we got dragged over here on slave ships, right? I could trace my ancestry back to slave ships. Why was we practicing a religion that was given to us to keep us in bondage? Why would we practice that religion? That does not make sense. We literally were practicing the religion that was telling us, in the actual Bible, it tells us to obey your master, aka your slave master. That is what's going to get you to heaven. To get to heaven, I'll tell you the scripture when I get done. To get to heaven, we had to stay in slavery? What? So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm reading this scripture. I'm like, wait a minute. And then you start reading these scriptures of God supposedly, again, I don't believe this is what God actually told these people to do. God telling people to kill everybody that didn't sacrifice a goat and put a cross over the top of their household. God says, go in those households that don't got that cross of a sacrificed goat and go kill those people, including the children. What? What part of the Bible is this? I'm like, what kind of God is this? I don't want to pray to no God that talk like that, telling me to kill innocent children. It's in the Bible. I already verified it. It's in the. You want to pull it? Would you like me to pull it up for you when I'm done? You act like you read the Bible from front to back. Have you read the Bible from front to back? Listen, all I knew was I was not praying to anybody that spoke like that. So I opted to go non-religion and just focus on spirituality. I opted to focus on my relationship with God and praise to the ancestors who guided me through this life. I chose not to believe a religion written by a man who opted to be racist, who opted to be sexist, who opted to be brutal. You can find fire scriptures in the Bible. The problem is when you start reading that Bible front to back, you start getting some things that say, wait a minute. What is this? I'm a logical person. I operate off logic. If something does not make logical sense to me, I will not continue to do it. Religion is one of those things. That King James Bible in the Old Testament as well, both of those versions, King James Version and the Old Testament, do not make logical sense to follow in 2019. Are there some timeless scriptures in the Bible? 100%. If you want to find some fire quotes, you can easily go to a King James Version of the Bible and find some heat. I'm talking some fire. But if you also want to look at some things that make you cringe, you can also go in that King James Bible or that Old Testament and find some things that make you scratch your head like, ain't no way in hell God told you to do this. Ain't no way in hell this is a story of biblical proportion. This is some bullshit that some man made up. And because of that, I opted out of religion and opted in to spirituality. I don't need to go to church to have a relationship with God. I don't need to donate my money to have a relationship with God. I don't need to hear some old nigga making up some bull stuff to have a relationship with God. I don't need to do that. I can just focus on having a spiritual relationship with God. I can focus on doing the right things because the right things in my heart, in my subconscious, I know what's right from wrong. I know to treat people with kindness. I know to do right by my family. I know that I need to be a better person. I don't need no religion telling me that. I don't need no religion putting restrictions on my life, telling me doing certain things is a sin, but they ain't sin. So doing one thing is more of a sin than doing another thing. Like, I don't need that in my, that's terrible, terrible, terrible things in the Bible. They say that homosexuality is an abomination, right? But premarital sex is a sin. They don't treat those on equal scales. So my problem isn't what the rules are. My problem is how those rules are carried out by human beings, how those rules are carried out by humans. I don't want to have to deal with those kind of people. I don't like dealing with those kind of people. I don't want to live that kind of life because I understand that nobody can live that. That life is damn near life of perfection. If you look at the 10 Commandments, that's a life of perfection. That is impossible because God made us imperfect. So why would God make rules for us to live perfect if he made us imperfect? Does it make sense that he would do that? Do we understand that we are flawed human beings? Jesus died for our sins and we are forgiven for most things that we do. But does that give us the license to go do stupid stuff just because we know Jesus dies for our sins? No. But God somehow told somebody to write down these perfect way of lifestyle. And we're supposed to just live like that, even though we know God didn't make us perfect. He made us works in progress. So how can I be a work in progress to live perfect if I'm not supposed to live perfect? Do that make sense to y'all? It doesn't make sense, do it? So that's why I opted out of that. It's that simple. But I have been talking long enough. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight, or this evening, whatever, how you going to listen to the program. I don't know. Podcast, video, whatever the case may be. Either way, it's all good. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media networks at Marv Crittenden. It's in the details. It's on the screen. Make sure you check me out over here. I got to figure that whole thing out. I just got to remember it's to my left and not my right. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you follow me on all social media network at Marv Crittenden, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Unorthodox Logic on Facebook as well. And make sure you follow me on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, and make sure you comment. If you disagree or agree, whatever the case may be, make sure you do that. All right. I have said enough today. I appreciate y'all all listening. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace.